Queen of Hearts Wonderland Empress is a 3-cost inkable character with 3 strength and willpower. Coming straight out of the Inklands, this queen quests for 1 and has a triggered ability on her quest that boosts the lore value of all our other villain characters by 1 for the turn. Between this character and Hades, King of Olympus, who gets +1 lore for each other villain you have in play, I thought it was time to see if the villains have any legs to them, or if they're still a mess. This particular deck wants to hit the ground running with an aggro start and close the game with its mid-range pressure. So we're playing the Queen Regal Monarch and the Queen Commanding Presence, along with Chernabog's followers, Creatures of Evil, and Maleficent biding her time. These characters can provide a wide variety of angles to start a game from, positioning ourselves as either the aggressor or more defensively if we're going second. The Madam Mim, Snake, and Fox also make an appearance here to improve our attack power, but to also allow some sneaky quests from our characters before retreating them to safety. The struggle with this deck is finding the right balance between being aggressive on lore or going wide so the Queen of Hearts can set up for a mass lore advantage play. Outside of that, we're also running a handful of top-end characters to provide us with some late game options for closing the game. Yzma, scary beyond all reason, is a great attacking character, but also provides targeted removal when we need it. Ursula Power Hungry is a great quester, attacks the opponent's lore, and draws us a card. Hades, King of Olympus, is similar to the Queen of Hearts in that it comes down and threatens to end the game if it's not answered. Elsa, Spirit of Winter, has a great quest and also locks down our opponent for a turn, buying us the time we need to steal the win. And of course, Chernabog, Evildoer, can come down fairly cheap with our weak low end on our characters, and he himself can be tough to deal with as a 9/9 quest for 3. Let's find out if this deck is sinister enough to steal some wins. Oh, a mirror match. Okay. It's always fun to see how the mirror match should be played. But I get to be the defensive role, it looks like. Okay, not bad. I might end up inking a few things that I would like to keep, but it is what it is. Going for a Stitch. Alright, we're gonna ink the Yzma. Gonna go for the Maleficent. Set up my Snake. Ooh, this must be the Chernabog version, right? We go wide, get the Pride Lands going. Alright, pass turn. Or Simba doesn't protect you, so no questing. What I really like about the Dalmatian deck is inking is very easy. You almost always ink the Dalmatians. Alright, opponent's going wide. I don't really have the ability to go wide like them. Ooh, a Fox is good. Alright, we could see a big Pluto, but that big Pluto will be tapped, which is not great for us, honestly. Alright, we're not going to see the big Pluto. Pongo looks for stuff, right? Sure does. Alright, opponent just played out their entire hand. Alright, all I gotta do is control the board and I basically win the game. Alright, I can't attack Pluto first, so with that we're going to draw some more cards. Oh, we need to ink something. I think the Little Queen. Let's get the Fox down. Take out the Simba. Alright, this is where a Dalmatian puppy should trade with the Madam Mim, and then they'll spend their resources on Pongo to draw another card potentially. Ooh, and that's a whiff. Right? Oh, if it's a character. Oh, it's just any character. Which one's the one? Oh, it's Lucky. That's the one that cares about them costing 2 or less. Could really use an Yzma right about now to get rid of a Chernabog. Definitely want to set up Snake. That only leaves me with 3 left I can do stuff with. So a little Maleficent. Alright, let's give up big Maleficent then. Okay. Gotta be careful of Chernabog. They got 4 characters in the grave, so he costs 6. We're about to set ourselves up for getting them to letting them get Chernabog back down. So this is the Chernabog version. Chernabog's puppies. What'd you draw, opponent? Hopefully not an uninkable. If they move them both to Pride Lands, that'll make them tough to deal with. Well, they got the bodyguard. That does make it tough to deal with. I think no matter how we look at this, I am setting up a queen here. Do I attack at all? I think so. The queen's gonna let me be strong enough to take out any threat. Well, they found a rock star. You can't play it yet. Gonna move another character to the Pride Lands. Gonna dig. Oh, it's once per turn. It's once per turn. Ink in the stitch. They're getting very close to that Chernabog. I don't like having to be the aggressor. Definitely makes things a little clunky for us. Could get a fox back. And we're just taking out a bunch of things. And then we have to face a Chernabog. Oh, the queen's tough. The queen might win us a game. The castle's not going to win us the game at this point. Let's start with a Hades. Get back the fox. Quest here. Drop down a Madam Mim Fox. Bounce our character back to hand. Oh, let's see. I can freely take that out, and then this freely takes that out. And then I can use the queen to reduce Pongo. Alright, then you get wiped out. And the queen quests. Reduce Pongo's power, increase Maleficent's power, defeat Pongo. Alright, now we're going to be facing a Chernabog. Almost guaranteed our opponent's playing Chernabog right here. Yep, nothing surprising about that. Question is, can we take control of the game here? They're on +5. I'm on +6. So let's see. I go up to 14, and they have to deal with me in some way, shape, or form. I think I'm just questing all here. I could take out the Pluto. Do I take out the Pluto? Got a huge plus, and then this Queen of Hearts is going to be huge. Let's be a little cautious. Let's take out the Pluto. So we still have more than enough to win the game after the fact. Thanks to this Queen of Hearts. Whenever this character quests, your other villain characters get +1 lore this turn. Everything on the board except for Merlin here is a villain. So that is already +7 on the board just from the Queen. +8 if you count her own ability. And then that's not counting anything that the actual characters themselves quest for. Alright, there it is. That's game. No way the opponent can win now. So we'll start here. Maleficent questing for 3. The Queen will quest for 3. Reduce the power, increase the power, end the game. Okay. Steel and Amethyst. Steel's not great for us, but we do got a turn 1, so... Okay, actually pretty good. Let's shoot Elsa back. I'll keep the Yzma for ink. Okay, pretty aggressive. Question is, how aggressive do I want to start? Maleficent? Probably. Maleficent into snakes is usually pretty strong. Could always go for the Queen, though. A little bit more toughness, kind of. I'll keep a snake. Pass the turn. Alright, your Robin Hood's no good against my snake. The Bayou. Into a Nottingham. Very thematic opponent. Well, I only have 2 cards I can ink, so we're probably going to end up inking them. Yeah, I should take down this Nottingham. We might see a Shift Fox this turn. Yep, there he is, the Shift Robin Hood the Fox. Kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Got me some ink. Gotta be careful, I can't just quest, because he gets points and gets to remove my stuff. We'll play something that can get rid of that. Doesn't help that this guy can sing swords. It's pretty much game over if they have a swords in hand. Titans. I do have some locations in my deck. Alright, there goes a genie. Let's get rid of that Nottingham. I'll quest both and play 2 snakes. And we're going to ink the Queen. Alright, I got a board filled with some pretty decent attack strength, so we can very well be the aggressors here. The downside here is the opponent can quest with the genie, use it to draw 3 cards, and then sing a swords with Robin Hood. That won't be good for us. Not a huge effect on the Madam Mims, if we're being totally honest. Like to see that. Question is, what will Genie do? Are they going to use it as a card to attack with? Looks like they are. Start with a rabbit. Oh, there's a queen. I'm only questing for 4 here. Alright, opponent's gonna go draw some cards. Replacing a genie with a genie. Not bad. Genie's an interesting card. Alright, that turns on Mr. Smee. Gotta be careful for the board wipe, so I basically have to go for it, don't I? If I give him another turn, let him draw with Genie, probably see a Swords, and that would be pretty devastating. Alright, well, let's get maximum use out of the Maleficents. I fear the Swords. A second Genie, I mean, that's 6 cards across their Genies right there. No way they don't have the Swords. And if they don't, that's a miracle for me. And they're still digging. Zeus will take out the Queen. The only non-villain here, I believe, is Merlin. So there's a couple of good cards in our deck we could draw to really benefit from the villain board. Opponent's gonna go for it. We'll likely take all these trades. Yeah, that's a good card. Let's draw another one. I better take out the John Silver while I have a chance. Yeah, I'll take out the Smee too. Let's do it. Those Genies, they really worked for our opponent. It's unfortunate for me. Okay, let's see. What else are we gonna see? That's what I like about the Genie. You have 4 in the deck, and they shuffle themselves back in, so you're gonna likely draw more Genies. I don't want the Genie to get a free attack here. Or do I? Take it out with Ursula? I'm gonna use Ursula. We're gonna bequest him with her. Alright, well that's like all of my opponent's Along Came Zeus cards. They might have one more in the deck. Well, if they don't take out Maleficent, it'll be pretty good. See how much removal they still have left. Okay. Well, I could top deck any other villain and we'll still be good. That's a villain. Alright, cross our fingers. Let's see if that Swords exists. Or if they have any other steel removal. I'm sure they do. They probably got tons of steel removal. As many cards as they've drawn, holy smokes. Hey, I think that might be game. Let's see, do they got damage to take out Ursula? They don't. Alright. Fantastic. Just gotta play it slow. But there we go. Okay, Emerald Amethyst. We still running a bounce strategy? Well, second isn't awful. Let's shoot back the Ursula. I'll keep as much ink as I can. Maleficent gone, and no further plays. Fantastic. Alright, let's go for Chernabog's followers into the Queen. And in this way, I can have the choice of either shifting Big Queen or playing a Madam Mim. I think if we're being careful, my opponent is playing Bounce. I'll want the Queen, because having 2 cards come back to hand I think is better than 1, because it gives me the option to ink stuff. Oh, I like this. I'm not sure we're going to get to it. And they could be lining up to play a Fox. So I think we're going to ink a Maleficent here. I'll quest and play a Mim. How about them? Them apples right there. We're playing around a Fox, right? Because otherwise I shift out Queen and I do what? I either do nothing or I quest. And I leave myself vulnerable to the Fox. Alright, they're going to sack it for card draw. Inking an Ursula to play an Ursula. Alright, we're about to see double songs from my opponent. That's no good for me. Oh, let's see. I can play 3-drop or 2 other cards. I think I'll play the 2 other cards. I want to keep them all. They're all so great. I don't want to give up the Queen's Castle. I like all of my cards. It's a perpetual issue I have. Just liking all my stuff. I'm going to leave the snake down. I don't think Ursula will ever attack it under any circumstance, but maybe we'll get him to bounce it for a Fox and get the trade. Oh, there goes a Fox. Gotta imagine that Ursula's gonna sing. No songs. I will take it. I will take that all day, every day. And I like both these trades, so I'm questing with both of these for sure. Am I giving up a Maleficent here? I think so. Play a Maleficent. Bounce a snake. That'll give me some safety in questing with my Maleficent next turn. Gotta be careful. All it's gonna take is my opponent getting a song and things will start to fall apart on us. Alright, we're gonna take the goat out. I only have 1 inkable card that I'm willing to ink. And I need to ink if I want this castle to do anything meaningful. And again, I'm still willing to trade for their foxes. Alright, so looking at it this way, I have the ability to play the Queen's Castle and get 2 characters onto it. We'll see if that'll be enough to actually draw me some cards. Or if my opponent will have answers for me. Are you going to throw the Merlin at the Fox to draw some cards? Nope. Okay. Alright, we're going to try it. Let's put the Fox here. Let's put Maleficent over there. And let's take out the Merlin. That way they can't attack with both characters, then bounce 1 for the Fox. This way it's only 6 damage on my castle. Now this might be where they start playing the Mother Knows Best and bouncing both my characters back to hand with Ursula. Then I'll draw no cards. Alright, they're going to spend their turn drawing a bunch of cards. We'll see what they discard here in a moment after the second one goes off. Alright, and then that goes back to hand. A genie and an Ursula. Alright, here's the fox. Has to bounce the Ursula. 4 damage to the castle, that's fine. You gonna replay your Ursula now? Oh, you're gonna bounce one of my characters. Probably Maleficent. Oh, you're bouncing your own character? Oh, that's right, you gotta bounce one of your own characters to replay a character. Oh, that's a whoops right there. That is a whoops right there.